Hi boys and girls, it is story time again, and for the next 3 weeks we are going to be reading books about bats. And it's one of my favorite things to teach about. It's always so much more fun when we are in the classroom, but I hope you still enjoy the stories for the next few weeks. This first one that we're going to read is Bats by Gail Gibbons, and she does a really good job of giving us true information about bats. So this is an informational text. Everything in here is information for you regarding bats and what type of animals they are, what they eat, how they're very helpful to our environment. When I'm done reading you the story, I will have a little surprise waiting for you, because we had a special visitor at Farmdale the other day, and I want to show him to you. Plus, I'll give you even a few more facts about bats that were not mentioned in the book, or that I didn't read to you from the book, but I'll read to you live when we finish our story. Okay, so enjoy learning about bats. Bats by Gail Gibbons. Boys and girls, this is the title page. The title is Bats. Our author is Gail Gibbons. Bats dive, swoop, swerve through the dark night sky. These creatures are nocturnal, meaning they are awake at night and asleep during the day. Most people have never seen a bat. Bats have played an important part in stories. Many people have thought bats were evil spirits. Others have thought they were friends of ghosts and witches. Because many unkind things have been said about bats, some people still think they are scary. Actually, bats are shy and gentle animals. Bats are mammals, as are dogs, cats, and humans. All mammals are warm-blooded animals, and their babies are born alive instead of being hatched from eggs. Bats are the only mammals that can fly. Funnel-eared bat. Bats have been around for a long time. The oldest bat fossil found is about 50 million years old. These prehistoric bats looked a lot like today's bats. All bats have the same basic characteristics, including large wings, small bodies, and lightweight bones. Little brown bat. The fur of a bat can be either black, white, red, brown, or gray, and they are about 3 inches in length. Bat wings are different from the wings of insects or birds. A bat's wing has long arm bones with very long finger bones. A thin skin, called a membrane, stretches between the bones. The thumb ends with a claw. The membrane connects the wing bones to a bat's body and legs. A bat can move each finger separately to change the shape of its wing. This helps it change its speed and direction quickly. This is a nocturnal bat. Some bats can fly as fast as 15 miles an hour and as high as 10,000 feet. When a bat lands, it flips upside down and hangs by its 2 claws. It uses these claws to move around. Giant flying fox. Bats migrate when they go to and from a warmer climate. Bats choose many kinds of dark nooks and crannies to live. These places are called roosts. Many bats live together in caves, attics, barns, or tall trees. In places where it gets cold in the winter, some kinds of bats migrate to warmer climates. Others use their roosts to hibernate until spring. Just before hibernating begins, bats eat lots of food to live on during the long winter months. Their heartbeats slow down and their body temperatures drop. These are Mexican free-tailed bats. Bats hibernate when they sleep deeply for long periods of time. Bats live on every continent except Antarctica. Most of them live in hot climates where there are many insects, fruits, and flowers to feed on. There are about 1,000 different kinds of bats. The smallest is the kitty hog-nosed bat. Its wingspan is 5 inches and it weighs only 1/14 of an ounce. The biggest bat is the giant flying fox. It has a wingspan of about 5 feet and it weighs about 2 pounds. They both live in Asia. Most bats are insect eaters and have a special way of seeing in the night called echolocation. A bat sends out a rapid beeping sound, too high-pitched for people to hear. When hunting, the sound waves hit an insect. The waves bounce back to the bat's ears as echoes. These echoes tell the bat the size and shape of the insect and where it is located. In a flash, the bat scoops up the insect. If it weren't for bats, there would be too many insects. This bat is a little brown bat. There are fruit and nectar-eating bats too. These bats help pollinate plants so we can have foods such as avocados, figs, and bananas. They also help scatter seeds. Pollination helps when a grain of pollen and a stamen lands on the stigma of another flower like itself. The bat on the left is a nectar bat. The bat on the right is a fishing bat. A few kinds of bats are meat eaters. They eat fish, frogs, mice, and sometimes birds. They have smooth, sharp, crushing teeth that allow them to eat what they catch, bones and all. Blood is the only food for vampire bats. They are found in Mexico, Central America, and South America. When the vampire bat finds an animal, it makes a tiny cut with its teeth in the animal's skin. Then the bat laps up the blood with its tongue. The animal hardly feels the cut. Many scary and untrue stories have been told about vampire bats and people called vampires. The most fictional vampire, called Dracula, frequently is shown with bats circling him. On these 2 pages, we have the dawn bat, tube-nosed fruit bat, Jamaican fruit bat, epaulet bat, little brown bat. Some bats have long, narrow faces. Others have short, round faces. Some bats have leaf-like shapes on their faces, while others look like dogs. Most bats have very good hearing and can see well. Most bats have a good sense of smell, too. In the springtime, female bats gather together in roosts that will become nurseries. There, they will give birth to their babies called pups. Most bats have only one pup at a time. During birth, the mother bat hangs by her thumb claws with her head up. She forms a basket with her tail membrane. At birth, the pup slides from her body into the basket. This is a little brown bat. As soon as the pup is born, its mother hangs head down again. The pup nurses while being cradled under the mother's wing. The pup clings to its mother's fur, using its own sharp teeth and claws. The young pup grows quickly. A 10-day-old pup is almost too heavy for its mother to carry. At 3 months old, it is flying on nightly hunting trips. When it is about 1 year old, it is an adult. Today, in many places, bat populations are getting smaller. These bats are endangered. One reason is that many people still don't like bats and destroy their habitats. Other causes are pollution and the use of pesticides for killing crop-damaging insects. In many places, there aren't enough bats left to keep down the number of insect pests or to pollinate flowers. People are learning how to help protect bats. Some people provide bat houses where they can roost. Sometimes people cover bat cave entrances with grill work. Bats are free to come and go, but people can't enter. Also, there are nature preserves that protect large groups of bats. Bats play an important role in nature. It's fun to learn about them. I hope you guys enjoyed this story. I promised you a few more facts about bats. I'm not going to read all of them to you, but if you ever have the chance to check this book out in the library, they're at the back of the book. But I'm going to read you some short ones, and then I have a surprise for you that I promised, okay? So we also, first of all, we learned that bats are important to our environment because they eat the pests and they help pollinate flowers. So without bats, we could have some problems, so we want to make sure we're keeping the bats safe. One of the facts from the book, it says almost 1/2 of the bat species living in the United States are endangered. That means that they are in trouble. They're dying, and we don't want them to. We want them to continue having babies so they can eat our insects and pollinate our flowers. Most bats live to be 10 to 14 years old. So that's a fun little fact. This is an important fact. Never touch a bat you find on the ground. It might try to bite you if it is frightened, and it could be sick. So we never want to touch these animals, but we do want to respect them and understand that they do some good things for our environment. Okay, and there are other facts as well. Now for your surprise. So some of us teachers, when we got to school a few days ago, we had a surprise waiting outside of Mrs. Cecil's class. And can you guess what that surprise is or was? You're right. It was a baby bat, and the little baby bat was roosting between Miss Mua's class and Miss Cecil's class. So kind of a surprise for us, but we did get a picture of it, so I wanted to share it with you so you could see that it really was in front of, or outside of Miss Cecil and Miss Mua's class. Do you see him? It's hard to tell. I tried to print it clearly in color, but you know, it's not doing it justice. But we did have a little bat visitor here the other day, and it inspired me to get out my bat books and read them to you guys. So I hope you enjoyed that one. The next two bat books are not informational. They are just nonfiction, fun, little stories about bats. Okay, so I will see you next time. Bye.